Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host, and this is where I'd like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time, I want to take a look at this. This is the New Crusaders graphic novel from Red Circle Comics. It's actually a graphic album featuring 6 issues, either the first 6 issues of the regular series or 6-issue miniseries of the New Crusaders, titled Rise of the Heroes. And you may wonder, who are the New Crusaders and what's Red Circle Comics? Well, the New Crusaders, Rise of the Heroes, is from 2012 and 2013 from Red Circle Comics. Red Circle, well, I'll get to that. It's a fictional super team title from Archie Comics, Red Circle, The Adventure imprint. And this was a soft reboot of their Silver Age team, the Mighty Crusaders, and the 1980s continuation of the title. This series features the progeny and proteges of the classic heroes when they acquire their own powers. This and this series ended on a cliffhanger. This, which is supposed to lead to the second one. Now, funny thing was, I remember at the time I heard about this, and I was asking at the comic shops in there, and no one, they heard about it, but none of them carried it. And in fact, this is the only one I've ever seen of it. And this copy that I got is a library discard copy, and I'll show you why it was a discard later. Okay, the whole project. This was written by Ian Flyn with pencils by Ben Bates and Alitha Martinez, different issues, and with inks by Gary Martin, and some nice color work done by Matt Harris and Matt Herms. I'm sorry, I misread that. And Steve Downer. So you can see here, this is title, and you can see, of course, most of the characters right here. And if you saw on my intro, all these, my drawings here, these are the classic characters as they looked, and some of these don't have later generations so much. So we'll take but then I found out when I was reading it, is it has all the introduction stuff, and then it starts with page 31. That's odd. And I realized the entire first issue part has been torn out. So this is, my copy only has 5 issues in it. But the flashback, the recap is enough to tell me what happened. Okay, this takes place in Red Circle Comics, and most of this takes place in the town of Red Circle, which is a suburb of the city, or Impact City, and that is a reference to the period when DC had the license for these characters back in the 90s, and did for about 2 years, and they called that line Impact Comics. So it's a reference to that, and there are other references too. There is what they call a Military Logistics Jurisdiction Bureau, which plays a big part in here. And it's just called the MLJ. Okay, MLJ was the name of the publisher, which later became Archie Comics. Back when some of these characters were first introduced, such as the Shield, it was MLJ Comics. That's what it was when they first introduced Archie. And then I lost my train of thought. I hate it when that happens. I hate getting old. Anyway, yeah, oh well. We'll just get into it. It has some nice artwork, some nice storytelling. I like the thing. What's happened here is the villain Brain Emperor, who is a villain of the Mighty Heroes, has come up. All these heroes have been retired, living in the Red Circle, have been retired for several years. And then suddenly, Brain Emperor pops back up, and he goes in and he kills all of, except for the Shield, kills all of the former Crusaders, and they it's been kind of covered up as some weird weather thing, and the Shield, while this was going on, snatched all the kids and took them to safety. He was not attacked, and it was his job to get the kids to safety while the others were dealing with the threat instead of helping them. And here we see the kids are all upset, obviously, because their parents are dead. Some like their parents and or mentors are all dead. I won't go into all the details. Steel Sterling, Fly or Fly Girl, the Web. Comet, Jaguar, and them, and here they are letting them know that their parents were superheroes. They're to be the next generation. So, well, we don't have any powers and stuff like that, and so they want out. So he says, okay, leave, and it sets up a thing where they have to work together to get out, and that kind of changes the mind of some of them. But they don't have powers, and it just gives them a lot of the background. I'm not going to go too much into it. Some nice artwork. It is stylized. It is heavily stylized, but not in a bad way. And they have problems. They get their powers, various means, some stupid accidental stuff. Meet other characters like Bob Phantom, and here's Jaguar getting her powers from a helmet and from some god, and various other things. Steel Sterling having to go through a process to recreate the accident that gave his father his powers and stuff like that. And then they go into training. They have interpersonal and problems, all kinds of dealing with fear. Whether they're really qualified, and their personal fears, stuff like that, their stupidity nearly killing them, other things. But eventually they come through, and then while they're being trained by Joe Higgins, the Shield, then Brain Emperor breaks into the prison nearby to release some of the super villains that he wants to recruit for his project, and in the process release a bunch of the other criminals as a distraction, and the new Crusaders have to go put down this riot and uprising in their first trial by fire, and it's kind of working well, but they wind up getting some assistance from some other prisoners who are former costumed heroes themselves, but they're in prison because they were more ruthless. That is Hangman and Black Hood, but they helped the heroes put down the riot. And another character who I am unfamiliar with. One of the main characters here I am unfamiliar with too was Fireball, who I think was actually created in the 80s for that run, and all the while they're fighting, but it's just a distraction. and and in the process, the new Fireball is killed, and that's where it ends. Ends on a tragedy. They put down the riot. Brain Emperor gets away with the people he was after, and one of them is killed through a variety of reasons, and it's tragedy. And then it's as an ad for the next volume, which I haven't seen. I'm gonna have to try to get. I enjoy reading it. I think it's well written. I like the artwork, even though it's stylized. It works well for this stuff. For most Archie stuff, especially back then, everything was stylized, so it fits in, and it fits into some universe, some type of Archie universe, because it does mention Riverdale, which is close by, but it doesn't go into the Archie stuff. But is it the Archie Riverdale or some other Riverdale? Because hey, right here where I live, we've got a Riverdale too. It's Riverdale Road, but not a town. But anyway, that's a lot of fun. If you get a chance, if you're interested in them, because to most people, nobody knows anything about the Crusaders, New Crusaders. I like kind of like the classic ones over the, but the New Crusaders was fine and enjoyable, and I can recommend it if you can get a hold of one. Some areas it's probably all over the place. Here, no one ordered this stuff. Even regular Archie comics are kind of difficult to get a hold of around here, because so few of the stores order any of them. But oh well, that's all I've got for you this time. I hope you enjoyed that. But do, if you get a chance, check out the New Crusaders from Red Circle Comics. So please like, share, and subscribe, and leave me a comment. Do you know anything about? I've done episodes on the old Crusaders. Check that out. Do you remember those Crusaders, those other iterations of the Crusaders and other publishers, and those characters? Let me know did you like them? Do you not like them? And if not, why? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.